Hi, everyone. This is Eben English from Boston Public Library, just doing a quick demo of our Blacklight applications. So we use Blacklight as the front end for our digital collections rather than as a OPAC. So the main site that we maintain is called Digital Commonwealth, and that is a online digital library featuring materials from over 200 different institutions around Massachusetts, some of which are materials that we've scanned here at BPL in our lab, and we host on behalf of contributing institutions that don't necessarily have their own infrastructure to maintain digital collections. And a lot of that other material is harvested records that we harvest from institutions that do have their own repository. And we harvest metadata and thumbnail and then make it all available within this site. So as such, we have a few kind of customizations that you don't necessarily typically see in a normal Blacklight institution, where we have some views around institutions and collections. So the institutions, as I mentioned, we have over 200. So there's a way to browse this list and then also view an institution show page, essentially. And each institution has its own page where you have a scoped search and a scoped browse that is limited to the items from this institution. And then within the institutions, underneath that hierarchy, we have collections. And again, you have a scoped search, which only searches for items in the collection, as well as some scoped browsing here. So, and then if we want to view items, it's a normal sort of search results screen based on those facets. So the backbone of this is a gem that we've developed called Commonwealth VLR Engine. And this is essentially a gem that packages up a bunch of Blacklight plugins plus customizations specific to our repository environment that we can use as the basis for other applications. So in addition to Digital Commonwealth, we also have the collections of the Norman B. Leventhal Math and Education Center. And so this is just basically a scoped interface to just maps that are within our digital repository from a bunch of different institutions. So in terms of the plugins that are included in that, we have Blacklight Advanced Search, which we've done some customization on in terms of the look, feel, and behavior, as well as you saw here, we're using Blacklight Gallery, we're using Blacklight Range Limits, and we're also using Blacklight Maps. So if we want to view this search results as a map, we can do that. We can focus in on a particular area, and then we can either click on a particular point on the map, or we can just do a new search based on the map bounds and get new search results. So if we click on any of these items, get the show page, we're using OpenSeaDragon for the zooming viewer here, which should be familiar to a lot of people, as well as, and here's the map display, which shows a nice bounding box for metadata. The other thing that we do that's a little different, let me see if I can find something where we offer downloads through this interface as well. Let me go back. Let's just search within this bounding box here. And just, I want to get a wider collection. So we allow faceting based on licensing status or copyright status here. So I'm just going to pick some items from the postcard collection. So the other thing that we allow is downloads of image files through this. So to support some of our view, we also use IIIF manifests, which are available just by adding manifest to the URL. And we also support full text search using the Blacklight IIIF search plugin. So I'm just going to demo that real quick here. So we have a collection of abolitionist newspapers called The Liberator. It was published from 1831 to 1865. And so this is obviously a pretty dense full text document. So you have the option to search inside the item. So we have like an actual OCR search here, which is actually based on Solar, not on IIIF search. But we'll just search for, let's say, Pittsburgh. See if we get, so this is essentially just using Solar highlighting to provide access to the images, or access to the text rather. And then we use the universal viewer to view the item. So here in the universal viewer, if we do full text searching, this is actually using the IIIF, Blacklight IIIF search plugin, which is something that we developed here in-house, but is available for everybody. Yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the exciting features. If you have any questions, definitely get in touch, and thanks for checking it out.